there, sports fans and car enthusiasts. Welcome to the channel. Today's a very special episode, especially if you were a kid growing up in the 1980s or early 1990s and you were into baseball cards, because this might be a walk down memory lane for you. Today, we are going to not just look at, but open an official baseball card collector's kit. A lot of fun right here, right now. Let's get into it. Alright folks, so like I said in the intro, if you were a kid of the 1980s or 1990s, today's episode is going to bring back some memories for sure. These things were big then. Very big. They're still around today in various forms, but none of them were quite like these ones. There were several different brands or kits that were out there, but if this one rings a bell to you, this was one of the more popular ones that was out there. It includes a bunch of starter cards, an album, some baseball card sleeves, pages, etc., some of the plastic pages, and some other things. If you were a kid collecting baseball cards, this is actually, back in the day, something you kind of dreaded to get. Let me tell you why. So, this was something that was easier for parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, to get you if they knew that you collected baseball cards, because it was, better than buying different packs that they knew nothing about, or going to baseball card shops and buying cards they didn't know anything about. This was kind of an easy way for them to get you a gift that, supposedly had a bunch of baseball cards and some other stuff in it. But as every kid growing up in the 80s and 90s knew, these things were pretty much worthless. This one, I believe, is from 1989, because you can see some 89 score there, and I think there's some 89, there's some 88 tops, some 86. They gave you a collection of cards. Obviously, they put some decent cards, like some stars on the front, like Nolan Ryan, Ted Simmons, some other cards there to kind of maybe lure you in. But I think most people that have ever bought one of these or had one of these gifted to them can attest that there's not a whole lot in here. However, today, unopened, these things are going for quite a bit of money online now. In fact, I shudder to tell you, I spent $80 on this. This was the cheapest one I could find for this actual one, which was actually a decent kit overall. Some of the kits were quite small. Some of them were quite large. I'll let you see the back here if you can. This is kind of what the kit includes. It includes the album, the card protector pages, 50 authentic baseball cards, it says, a baseball card collecting manual, the special cards in this one, a Ruth, a Canseco, and a Mattingly card. It includes a copy of a Beckett baseball card price guide, too. So, I mean, they weren't terrible, especially if you were a kid just starting out or just getting into baseball cards. There was some value to this, but if you were already into collecting baseball cards and pretty deep, you kind of knew that this was, pretty much a hot load of garbage. But today we're going to open this up. This is still brand new in its case. It's got a card gallery sticker there. These things used to be sold at like Kmart's, at KB Toys, Toys R Us, most, dime stores or wherever you could find it. And I'm curious to see what we find here. Like I said, I believe this is from 1989. It's unopened, so we're going to crack this open right now and take a walk down memory lane. So let me figure out the best way to open this so where I'm not just creating disaster here. I think I'm going to... no easy way to do this. I might have to get Mr. Neat Knife out here. There we go. There's the Neat Knife. Might have to just make a little cut right down the side here, which I gotta be sure to do so in a way I don't stab myself on camera. I think this is going to be probably the most efficient way to do it. Of course, I am creating an absolute mess on my mat as I do so, because this cardboard is back from the 80s, so it's kind of its integrity is not all there anymore. All right, I'm gonna turn this on its side. Continue to cut along here. Hopefully you can open this up here. Get that old glue off, and I'm gonna take a moment and just kind of brush my mat off here of all this cardboard residue before we crack open the box here. Here we go. So this is what these baseball card collecting kits look like. There's the album right there. Everything just slides right out. So we'll take the box and put the box off to the side here. I now have another one of these, fairly cheaply made baseball card albums, but hey, it's kind of nice. It announces that it's a baseball card album. Pretty cool. We're going to open that up here. Try not to hit my lighting arrangements as I do so. Inside here's the innards here. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to take the innards out. We're going to move the album aside. Maybe we'll do this in the best way to where I don't upset my camera arrangement. We're just going to put the album... Yeah, we're going to put it off camera. Okay. Here is a cardboard divider. We'll take that out. And that's what the inside looked like. So, again, back in the day, I don't think they were too concerned about card integrity. You can see there's a bunch of junk wax in there. But let's just open this up and see what we got here. So, cards just kind of strewn everywhere. Alright, we'll take a look at the cards in a second. First, we'll take a look at the other goodies in this package here. Alright, nice and careful. Hopefully I don't bump my camera here. If I do bump my camera, I apologize. There's our Beckett Baseball Card Price Guide. We have a Beckett product order form, so you could, I guess, sign up for the subscription for the Beckett price guide. This is actually a fairly hefty price guide. It's not one of the thinner ones from later. It is, that's attached to the magazine. So this is from December 1989, right there. Issue number 57. Rickey Henderson on the front with the Henderson card there. So just to give you an idea of what these things kind of look like. There's a nice Kirby Puckett photo there. It's going to be hard for me to zoom in on this stuff on this camera, but the convention calendars. Let's see if I can zoom there. It's going to be hard to do. I can't really focus that. I'll try this again. Let's see. There we go. That helps a little bit. You could look up where they were having card conventions in your state. So there's Alabama, Arizona. You could look up your state and figure out, like, for instance, December 2nd, right here, Mesa, Arizona, at the Shepherd Bossier Club Card Show. There you go. All the details there. The admission fee, how much tables cost, and sometimes if folks were signing autographs, you could get to your, you could know who was going to be there signing autographs too. So that was pretty cool. Here's kind of a look. They had all these ads throughout here as well. 89 Bowman. So let's take a look. I'm really curious in 89 what the 52 mantle cost, but here's, for instance, 86 Topps. There's the Eric Davis there. Back in the day, 86 Topps Kirby Puckett was $2.25. Roger Clemens was $2 up there. I see him there. The whole set was $33 back then. 86 Donruss was a hot set back then. So the complete set back then was $130. I don't know if you can see that there. There you go, $130. So, yeah, just kind of the standard price guide from here. So I'm going to go back to 52 Topps here. It's 51 Bowman. All right, 1952 Topps. Anybody want to take a guess at how much a mantle cost back then? I'm going to say, let's see, 89. I'm going to say 12,000 in mint condition. Let's see. What do they say? No, $6,600 right there. I don't know if you guys can read that. $6,600 for a Mickey Mantle first Topps card, 1952 Topps. You can get a Willie Mays rookie card for $1,000 back then. Yeah, how much money could I be sitting on right now if I had been alive and invested heavily in 52 Topps back then? The Eddie Matthews rookie card right there at the bottom, $1,500. So, interesting to see how times have changed and what the cost of cards are nowadays. So here are 3 kind of limited edition cards you can only get from this special collector kit. Let's see, we know we have a Mattingly, a Ruth, and a Canseco in here. So there's the Mattingly limited edition. There's the Babe Ruth limited edition card. And there is the Canseco. So those are cool. I don't think any of these are worth any kind of money. Here are our card collecting sleeves, and these are actually not good ones. These are those very flimsy, milky, cloudy ones. These are considered kind of a no-no now because they are not the best for the cards, and they kind of actually eat cards. So I don't think anybody really knew this back then, but as time has gone on, these card sleeves are not considered good ones. And then here's your guide to all about baseball card collecting. Again, I guess this is good if you if you were brand new and wanted to get into it. It tells you about the different types of card pages that are out there. Let's see. Let's just go. It gives you a history of baseball cards there. How to buy from dealers, how to bid in auctions, trading cards with your friends and other people. Gives you some examples of some valuable cards here. They got the 33 Gaudy. That was, at the time, was the most expensive. 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth, $11,500. Actually, not the most expensive. Looks like the, is that Ty Cobb? No, for the whole set of T206 cards, it was 30 grand. God, could you imagine? I would easily spend 30 grand on an entire set of T206, or, yeah, T206 cards. 1909 to 1911. Look at that. I don't see the Hank Aaron rookie anywhere on here. Gives you some valuable cards here. There's an 84 Donruss set. It's $22. Oh, this is for the value of the sets, not the individual cards. I could have bought an 84 Donruss set for $22 back then. Some stuff on card grading here. So considered a good card back then. It was okay to have a big crease in it, I guess. You know. Mint, that's what mint cards look like. Very, very sharp. Excellent. It is very close to mint. I mean, so that hasn't changed a whole lot, but they're obviously a lot rougher on the grades than, you know, that would probably not get a good. That would get a fair or poor today. You know, some examples of fair or poors here. Again, the different kind of card plastics, card protectors, boxes, storage boxes, plastic sleeves. So, I mean, it was a good guide if you were just starting out and knew nothing about baseball cards. You know, it wasn't a bad thing to have. So, all right, let's take a look at the cards we got to start our collection. We're just starting off, and it is a whole mess of nothing here, it looks like. So, I'm going to see if I can refocus this a bit and brighten it. And there we go. Apologies for the camera movement there, but yeah, we got a bunch of score here, which are 90 score, which are not really worth it. So, Gene Harris, Storm Davis, Kelly Gruber. And see if we get any kind of stars in here whatsoever. Todd Worrell, Steve Buechele, there's a Mookie Wilson. These are the Blue Jays. Rick Rushell, very, very, very much junk wax. R.J. Reynolds. Oh, there's a rubber band in here, so these must have been rubber banded at some point because rubber banding your cards was a big thing that you did in the 80s. Terrible thing to do nowadays, but at least these at one point were rubber banded. Looks like I got an 89 Topps checklist behind a Ken Hill there. Yep, there's the checklist. So we got a mix of Score, Donruss. I don't see any Fleer in here. Score, Donruss, and Topps, but I mean, who wants? I mean, 89 Fleer would be okay. Who wants 90 Fleer? Certainly not 91 Fleer, but I don't think this is old enough for 91 or young enough for 91. Tony Fernandez, Mac Jackson, Nelson Santavina. So not getting anything of value here in your start collection. There's a Keith Hernandez, best card so far. 90 score Keith Hernandez, maybe a quarter. Pat Sheridan, Randy Bush, Tom Pagnozzi, Lee Mazzilli. And these are just strewn all over the place because the rubber band that was holding them broke after, 40 years, 30 years. Mark Thurman, Jeff Ennis, Ron Karkovice, that's his rookie card. So at least we got a rookie in here. Wes Gardner, Mark Williamson, Mike Stanley. 70 or 87. So there's no vintage in here at all. No, like, not even any early 80s stuff. So, again, if you were a kid getting one of these and you wanted, you know, maybe a shot at some 82 tops or some 83 tops, you'd be gravely disappointed. This is no better than opening, like, 2 or 3 packs of, you know, cards of the day, which might cost you a quarter back then, and getting ensured you're getting nothing but commons, because that's all these are. Randy St. Clair. There's a Jay Buhner. That's maybe the second best card there. It's not worth a whole lot. Frank DiPino, Andy Allenson, Greg Brock, Jim Presley, and finally, the last card of your set, or your collecting card, is Denny Walling. So this is what you have to start your set, to start collecting baseball cards. Again, like I said, if you were a kid that got one of these in the 80s or 90s, you were pretty disappointed. But if you were a good kid anyway, you hid that from whoever gifted this to you, because even back in the day, this was not a cheap kit. You know, if you were a pack of baseball cards might cost you a quarter to, you know, 50 cents. These kits were still like 10, 15 bucks, I think. So, you know, your grandpa, grandma, aunt, uncle, parents, you know, that was still a pretty significant investment for them to do this, you know, nice thing for you, to give you a little collecting kit. But, yeah, as far as actual collecting value, there was never anything good in this. But just wanted to show that off for anybody that hadn't seen it. Like I said, there are still, you know, samplings of baseball card, you know, collecting kits that, you know, are out there today. However, most of them are, you know, online versions where people just throw a bunch of commons at you and say, here's cards ranging from the 50s to the 90s to get you started. And, you know, you see a lot of those things on eBay or, you know, Etsy or, you know, HiBid or some of the other auction sites out there. Well, not really many of the auction sites, but you'll see some stuff where people are throwing together little card collecting starter kits or what have you. But that was it. That was what the official baseball card collecting kit looked like back in 1989, 1990. So there you go, folks. There it is. A walk down memory lane for some of us. For anybody that wasn't a kid during that, that's what you got. That's what it looked like. So I'll leave it here with that right there in the center, the official baseball card collecting kit. And I'll thank everybody for watching today. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a like. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought about these kits, or if you ever got one of these. If you'd ever be interested in getting one of these, I can't see why you would, but you know, let me know what you think in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. We're going to do some more cool stuff along the way. Thanks for watching, everybody.